What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Meta Champs, and welcome to this video. Unfortunately, I don't have time to make a dedicated intro for my games this week since I'm trying to catch up on videos, but I'll have the matchup and our opponent's information displayed on screen now, and the team I'm bringing to counter it will be linked down below. Also, full transparency before heading into this game, because of my insanely busy schedule, there won't be as many edits in this video. However, all of my most recent games have been absolute bangers, so I'm sure you'll still enjoy this game regardless. Without any further ado, I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. Let's go ahead and head into the battle. Alrighty, let's freaking do this, baby! Alright, so we're already confirmed playoffs at this point. This is mainly a battle for pride. I think my opponent's also already confirmed as well. I think if they lose, it just comes down to whether they're going to be in the first round or not. I think that's what it comes down to. I will be doing the same thing that I've been doing before as well, so I apologize for that in advance. Alrighty, we're gonna see Latios, Greninja, Palmont, Vileplume, Tink, and Donphan. Okay, more or less everything I kind of expected. I am glad not to see Milotic or Ceruledge there. I am a bit scared to see both of the Terras. I think, you know what? Yeah, I think this is gonna be very interesting. Okay, so I am very scared. I think the Palmont's probably gonna have Terra, or well, not Terra, but I think it's gonna have Brick Break. I could see either Vileplume or Palmont being the Terra captain here. Terra Water Vileplume makes a lot of sense for Mufasa, which is why I have the Lumberry, so that's something I have to keep in mind as well. And obviously Guts on Ursaluna as well is there too, which will be nice. Let's see here. I kind of want to lead Shrek. I also think Ursaluna's not a bad, well, Ursaluna's a bad lead against the Palmont. Against everything else, it's okay. So let's see here. Maybe I do lead Shrek. I don't think so, though, because I think if I lead Shrek, that's not going to get me anywhere. Especially if the Vileplume... What do I do if Vileplume leads? There's not really much I can do. So I think I will go ahead and lead Mudbath. I think that's my best lead here. And we'll go with that. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's frickin' do this, baby! And, yeah, we'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens. Ursaluna hopefully will come in clutch once again, as per usual. And, yeah, we're bringing the big three this week. We're bringing the big three in Ursaluna, Rillaboom, and my Gouging, so that'll be fun. I got Coffee as well. We're gonna see Vileplume lead. Okay. So I am okay with... Am I okay with this, actually? Hold on, am I okay with this? Let's see here. Vileplume. Because, let's see, okay, it should be faster than Vileplume. Headlong Rush does half to this thing, even if it's max defense, which is crazy. Holy. This is not a switch-in. That is insane. So, oh god, I'm tempted to stay in Click Ice Punch. I'm very tempted to stay in Click Ice Punch here. I could also swap with the Guitar Hero pretty freely, because Vileplume gets no, like, coverage. I could also go Monkey Drum if I think they're going to go for Sleep. You know what? Frick it. I think they're going to think I stay in. Yeah, I think they're going to think I stay in. They could Terra Water here, but I can Supercell Slam that next turn. I'm going to have Ice Punch here. Yeah, that's fine. That's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, so it is definitely max defense. We're going to see an Effect Spore. Well, now I'm boosted with Guts, so Headlong Rush is very spammable here. Let's see. Charm. Ooh, okay, so you charm me. I go to -2, but now I am poisoned. So... okay, so that still doesn't work to my advantage, unfortunately. Really smart. Very, very well played. I could have swapped the Guitar Hero very freely there, though. But that also tells me that Vileplume is definitely max defense, so what do I do with that information? Can I switch to Tox? Yeah, Tox can KO this thing with a Boom Burst, so that's pretty nice. I think here... I could see a Giga Drain, I could see a Sleep Powder or something like that. Am I okay with Sleep Powder? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to switch into the Guitar Hero. This is a pretty free button click for me. Let's see here. I mean, even if I just click Acid Spray twice, I could do that too. Let's see here. We're going to see Moonlight, actually. Very interesting. Okay, so we've seen Moonlight, we've seen Charm, we've seen the Effect Spore. So I think I want to see if this thing is going to try to put me to sleep, so I will go ahead and switch into... Actually, yeah, because I'm doubling here, this is 100% going to kill this thing now, because I'm poisoned. Well, it's going to do a lot of damage, and then it will KO, so yeah, this is fine. I'm okay with this. I am very okay with this. Because now, like, they could predict the double, and they could predict the double here. They could absolutely predict the double, but I don't know if they're going to. Let's see what they do here. We're going to switch here. I'm hoping to see if they have Sleep Powder or not. Do they have Sleep Powder? They are going to opt to Terra, so that's interesting. Let's see what they Terra into. So Palmont can no longer Terra. This thing is now going to be Terra Fire. This thing dies to a Headlong. Headlong Rush is such an easy button click now. Besides, obviously, the Latios, but that's fine. I've also revealed Ice Punch. We're just going to see a Terra Blast. Okay, so we'll eat that for days. So you're Terra Fire now. You have to swap out. You absolutely have to swap out now because a Headlong Rush is murdering you. Like, there is no way you don't swap here, right? There's absolutely no way you don't swap here. The thing that I'm worried the most about is, let's see, the only switch is, like, Tinkaton. Let's see, Tinkaton could be a swap. Let's see, do I have to be Tinkaton after, whatchamacallit? After at +1? Probably not. No, I don't. So, yeah, I could definitely see that coming in here. You have to switch out here, right? You have to swap. I think that's just something you have to do here, right? Surely you have to switch out here. I'm gonna Ice Punch here. Yeah, okay, good. So I'm hoping to see Latios. If Latios comes in here, that's just a dead thing. Okay, we're gonna see Tinkaton. Okay, so we're gonna see if this is Air Balloon or not. It probably is Air Balloon if it's switching in here. Let's see the Air Balloon. Yep, it is Air Balloon. Okay. But the good news is it's going to die to a Headlong if I click it. So, and that did a lot of damage as well. Holy crap. So yeah, Air Balloon pops. Let's see here. And, okay, so we lose our Assault Vest, so it's Pickpocket. Okay. Gigaton Hammer will never KO me. I don't think there's anything this thing can do that'll KO me, especially since it's lost its item. The Assault Vest does suck here. I'm very tempted. Let's see. They could swap here. If they swap, I think that's still okay. I'm going to Headlong Rush. They could double into Lottie here, but I think, yeah, okay. So they're going to go for Gigaton. Tinkaton going down here is something I'm okay with. This exchange, I'm kind of alright with. We burned Vileplume's Terra. Tinkaton is down. Palmot can no longer Terra, so... And Palmot still can't really spam electric moves because I have multiple resists in the back. Like, granted, like, getting paralyzed is something I'm gonna have to deal with, and I no longer have to switch in for Effect Spore and things like that, or Sleep Powder, so I do have to keep that in mind. But let's see, Vileplume is Terra Blast, Charm, the Moonlight, so I don't think they're going to have anything for that, so that's good to know. Let's see, Donphan could definitely come in here. I could also see Vileplume come in here. I think I go into Monkey Drum. Monkey Drum! Yeah, I'm gonna go into Monkey Drum. I think that's what I do here. I go into Monkey Drum because I can hit everything super effectively. We're gonna see Vileplume come back in. Okay. So Vileplume is going to come back in. Let's see, Vileplume. Let's see. High horsepower still doesn't do that much damage, unfortunately, to this thing, and I don't want to get Effect Spored. So maybe what I do here, I could go into Guitar Hero. I could go into Shrek. I could go into Mufasa, honestly. I'm trying to think. Let's see. The major threat with this is... yeah, okay, the major threat right now, I think I could just go Guitar Hero. Because you don't have a ground move. This is pretty free. This is free shift gear fodder, I think, unless you have Sleep Powder. But I don't think you're only going to rock Terra Blast. I think if you only have Terra Blast, that's a pretty crazy thing to do. You have Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave is your last move. Okay, that's good. So we can get a free shift gear off for free. We can just get a free shift gear here. That is completely fine by me. So let's see here. Donphan could come in, but that's fine. Honestly, if Donphan comes in, do I just click Acid Spray on the Donphan swap? So that way I can break Sturdy? I could do that, actually. I could unironically do that. Let's see, Donphan. Well, actually, I also have to keep in mind, yeah, I think I would have to Boom Burst against Donphan. The other problem with that, is, let's see, okay. I need to think about this, because this would break Sturdy. Like, they would break Sturdy here. Do I double into Liberty now? You know what? Yeah, I think I might double here, because I'm going to predict the swap into Donphan. I'm going to predict the swap into Donphan, I think. And if Vileplume, like, there's nothing Vileplume can do against Bronzong either. Like, Terra Blast is going to hurt, but still, like, that's okay. Like, yeah, damn, they're doubling into Donphan here. That's fine. Okay. So I'm glad I got this read right. Yeah. Oh, Latios is coming in. Very interesting. I was not expecting Lottie to come in. That's still okay, I think. I can kind of just Nightshade versus this, right? I can also click Future Sight. Let's see. Very interesting that they doubled into Lottie. I'm very curious about that. Okay, so that's something I'll have to keep in mind. This is still fine, though? Yeah, I'm still okay with this. This thing is going to get damaged. Yeah, I'm going to Nightshade. Like, yeah. Okay, flip turn. Okay, well, you're going to take Rocky Helmet Chip, so that's good. Yeah, that breaks any Focus Sash you might have. It could also be Scarfed. I think Lottie could definitely be Scarfed here, so I do have to keep that in mind. Let's see, this is a very interesting game so far. Not exactly how I envisioned it going, but I'm still okay with it. Let's see if Vileplume comes back in here on the possible Terra Blast. If we can get Vileplume chipped, yeah, Vileplume is going to come back in, and we're going to Nightshade here. get some damage off. I really wish I had hazards now, but it is what it is. We could also just click... Ooh, I could click Psychic Noise, and I think I will do that, actually. I think I will click Psychic Noise, because I think you're going to predict me to swap. I think you're going to predict me to swap here. Oh, okay, well, they just clicked the Terra Blast. Okay, that's fine. It's going to do a decent chunk of damage, but it's not going to do too much. Okay, that did a lot more than I expected it to, but that's fine. We're going to Psychic Noise here to prevent you from healing. Yeah, that. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, now you can't click Moonlight. Now, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, you have no way of really hitting me super hard. So I think here, I could go into Mufasa now, honestly. I could definitely do that. Let's see, and I could just spam Dragon Dance, honestly, I think. I could also go into Monkey Drum. Monkey Drum! I could also just go into Guitar Hero again, just to threaten this thing out again. I'm trying to think here. If I lose Liberty here, do I lose... How much do I lose? They're going for Terra Blast if they stay in. So I think maybe I go into Mufasa to take the hit? Maybe? Yeah, I think I go into Mufasa to take the hit. So that's what I'm going to do. They're not going for Charm. They can't go for Moonlight. They might go for Sludge Wave. And if they go for Sludge Wave here, well played. But, yeah, we're going to go into Mufasa here. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, let's see what they go for here. We just see a Terra Blast. Okay, so we just see another Terra Blast. So they're going to go for Charm here, I think. So do I just go for the attack is the question versus a Vileplume. Vileplume, that's Terra Fire. Let's see here. Vileplume was prevented from healing, but there's no longer prevented from healing. Dragon Claw's still not going to do that much damage to this thing. So I think what I do here, do I go back into Liberty or do I go into Guitar Hero? I think I go into Guitar Hero, question mark. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do on the Charm. Let's see here. Donphan could definitely come in here, and if they do, that's fine. I'm very curious now. Can Toxtricity KO Latios on a switch? Okay, they are going to double, actually. Very interesting. And it looks like, no, they won't be able to KO Latios on the double. So we're going to see Donphan come back in. Okay, so Donphan's coming in here. That's fine. I immediately go into Bronzong here. Bronzong is meant to switch in on this thing at least once to break Sturdy. So once we break this thing Sturdy, that's phenomenal. I do not care about anything else. If this thing Sturdy gets broken, that's phenomenal. So they could also be going for rocks here, but all I care about right now, all I care about is getting this thing Sturdy broken. That's all that matters to me right now. We're going to see a high horsepower, which makes sense. We are Levitate, though. So a bit unfortunate. Very smart as well. Probably trying to prevent damage. I'm very tempted to go for Future Sight here. I think Future Sight is a very good play, honestly. I think, yeah, honestly, Future Sight, yeah, I'm going to go for Future Sight, actually. That way, that'll force some switches to possibly happen against my opponent's favor. We're going to see Greninja come in here, actually. So very, very interesting that the Gren is going to opt to switch in. Let's see, I'm predicting this to possibly be Battle Bond. I think here what I do every single time I go into Grim. I think Grim is just a very reliable swap here, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's see, we could see a Sludge Wave, but I don't think they're clicking Sludge Wave on Bronzong. I really don't think they're going to do that. If they do that, that's very well played. That is absolutely very well played and mad respect, but this is going to do a crap ton of damage. Yeah, we're going to see a Dark Pulse here, and you're going to change your Terra to Dark, or you're going to change your typing to Dark. So, let's see. And your Life Orb as well. So, Greninja, let's see. Your Life Orb, you have, assuming you have Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave does 76 to 89%. Let's see here. So, it could KO me, in theory. It could KO me, but a Spirit Break will KO you in return. That's the thing. So, the question becomes, let's see, the only switch in here I think would be Palmot. So I think I could just, let's see, no, it's not going to be Palmot because I could click Spirit Break. I think it's going to be Vileplume, so I'm going to light screen here. That way if they stay in, that's fine. Then they're going to take even more chip. Yeah, we're going to see the withdraw here. We're hopefully going to see Vileplume switch in. That'd be great. Vileplume is going to take a Future Sight hit, I think, from Bronzong, which will be very nice for us. Let's see. We fire off our light screen, which is great. I can switch in a lot more freely against this Pokemon now, which is great. We're going to see the Future Sight attack. Boom. That did a lot of damage. Is that in range, I wonder? Vileplume. False Surrender? Yeah, that looks like it's in range. I'm going to False Surrender. Yeah, I'm going to False Surrender here. I think that's in range. If Vileplume goes down here, that's amazing for the rest of my team. They could get off a Moonlight here, and if they do, that's not ideal, but it is what it is. This is going to be very, very nice for us if we get this KO. Boom! Vileplume goes down. Absolutely, let's go. Paralyzed, that's not ideal. Obviously, that's not ideal. Donphan could still be an issue, but I am okay with this going down because that opens up the door a lot more for a lot of my other Pokemon to really come in and claim lives. Especially my Rillaboom. Rillaboom looks super nice right now, I'm not even gonna lie. We're gonna see Gren come back in here, which is fine. We now know that's Protean, so it's not going to be the other thing. So I'm kind of tempted to go into, let's see, honestly, I could let this thing go down, honestly. I could just do that. Because let's see. You're not Battle Bond. If you switch into this thing now, I think you're going to go for the Sludge Wave. I think that's what you're going to click. I really do. I don't want to lose Liberty, because Liberty is great for getting chip on Donphan and Palmot. So I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose Guitar Hero. I guess Guitar Hero is the most sackable at this point. Mufasa is good. I still like Mufasa in this game. I still really like Rillaboom, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap into a Toxtricity on the Sludge Wave that I think is coming in here. I think it's gonna be Sludge Wave if I had to guess. So let's see the Sludge Wave. Yup, it is Sludge Wave. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice try. You're not catching me with that. I think now, let's see, Donphan is probably what's gonna come in here if I had to guess. So we're gonna see some more HP lost, which is great. I kind of want to click Acid Spray on Donphan switch. I could also just click Boom Burst. I could just click Boom Burst. I don't want to burn. I don't want to burn my Terra is the thing. Like I don't want to burn my Terra. So I think what I do here, or I don't want to burn my items. I think I'm going to Acid Spray. I don't think they're going to stay in. I really don't. Yeah, they're going to swap out here. They're going to swap into Donphan. And actually, low-key, oh no, it's Latios again. Interesting. I wonder why they're swapping into Latios. That's very interesting. Am I okay with that? Kind of. I'm kind of okay with that. Let's see, very interesting. Well, now it's definitely going to be in range of a Boom Burst in the future, for sure. Let's see, that's interesting. I'm worried you're Specs. I think you might be Specs. Latios. However, we do have screens up. So do I KO after screens? Yes. Or well, no, they can't KO me. Yeah, I'm not in range. So I could go into Rillaboom, Monkey Drum. Yeah, I could go into Monkey Drum here, and the U-turn will definitely KO, and I can do that unpunished now. So I think I'm going to go into Monkey Drum. Monkey Drum! And they could go for Flip Turn here as well, but if they do, that's fine. I'm kind of okay with that. We still have our light screen up, which is great. So nothing can KO me with anything, I don't think, at this point. So let's see what they want to do. I'm very curious. They could Flip Turn again. They do Flip Turn again. Okay, so they could also be Scarfed as well. That's also something I was thinking about. I'm very curious to see what they swap in here. It could be the Palmot. And if it is Palmot, that makes the most sense to me, at the very least, if it's Palmot. I think it has to be. Yeah, oh, Donphan, very interesting. Okay, well, I can just Trailblaze this. Oh, they're gonna Ice Spinner me. Okay, yeah, they're gonna Ice Spinner me. So I think here what I do, I just click U-turn into Bronzong. That way I get my chip. Boom. Let's see if you're Rocky Helmet as well. You are Rocky Helmet. That's good to know. So, good to know, Rocky Helmet. As long as we can keep this thing sturdy broken, that's phenomenal for me. I'm going to switch into Liberty here. We don't need Liberty anymore at this point for anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. It makes the most sense to me. And yeah, Ice Spinner, perfect. More Rocky Helmet chip. You are now no longer, I can just go into my Tox for free, and I can just click buttons, which is great. So this is really nice for me. Very, very, very nice. I think here I'm going to click Body Press on the Gren switch. Palmot could also come in here. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Nightshade's probably the most reliable click. But if I catch the Gren on a Body Press, that's amazing. So I don't know. They could also just KO me with like a knockoff or something, which would also make sense. That would also, I would understand if they do that. Let's see here. Can I get this thing in range of a Trailblaze? Donphan. Let's see here. Yeah, if it gets a little bit more chipped, I can get this thing in range. So I think I should prioritize that. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I will go ahead and click Nightshade here. It does the most damage against everything, so we're going to see the hard swap, actually, so that's fine. Okay, let's see what comes in here. It is going to be Gren. I really wish I clicked Body Press now, but that's fine. Okay, so Gren's going to come in here. We're probably going to see a Dark Pulse if I had to guess. I'm going to click Nightshade here. Bada bing, bada boom. Boom! Decent chunk of damage as well. Holy crap. So I think, you know what? I think my best play here is if they click Sludge Wave, I can Psychic Noise this thing and it dies. So I'm going to click Psychic Noise. They are either going to pick up the KO or they're going to predict the swap. So they might click Sludge Wave. They just click Surf. Okay, so well played. Very well played there. So they click Surf. That doesn't KO. Wow. Dang. Dang, Liberty. Liberty going crazy. Holy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, can I take advantage of this, actually? My team's light screen wore off. I don't need this Pokemon anymore. I'm just gonna click Nightshade. I guess I should have clicked Future Sight, actually. That would have been the better play for me to make, but it is what it is. Greninja could still switch in for free. So, Gren's gonna die here if they stay in. Yeah, they're gonna stay in. Greninja's gonna die to its Life Orb. Bronzong's gonna die to Greninja, so this is a very interesting game. I could see Latios be the switch. I think Latios could definitely very easily be the switch, so I'm kind of tempted to go into maybe Grim. Yeah, I think Lottie makes the most sense here, so I think we're going to go into Grim. I think Grim makes the most sense. If we see Donphan or Palmot, it's gonna be Palmot. Okay, so Palmot's gonna be the swap. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So we're gonna switch in my boy. My beautiful baby boy. Alright, and we're paralyzed, which is unfortunate. But, let's see, Palmot. Yeah, close combat will KO me. Shockwave, or double shock will KO. But the thing with this gives me a free switch into Mufasa. Yeah, so this is fine. I'm okay with this. I'm thinking what I do here, do I Spirit? No, I click Reflect. Yeah, I always click Reflect here every single time. Yeah, we get the Reflect up for free, which is great. So, let's see here. Do we see the CC? We just see a Brick Break. Nice, well played. Okay, so Reflect wears off, that's fine. So they're just gonna keep spamming, I think they're just gonna keep spamming that. I'm gonna Spirit Break here on the off chance. We're gonna see a double shock actually, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. Boom. Okay, critical hit. Dang, that's crazy. I could have gotten off the Reflect there as well, but it is what it is. So I think here what I do, I just go for... I think I just go for Dragon Dance. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Dragon Dance here. They could have T-Wave, they could definitely have T-Wave here. They could also be Focus Sash, and if they are Focus Sash, really well played. No, Nuzzle, that's fine. Okay, so they do have Nuzzle. The question is, let's see, Gouging Fire, Palmot, Heat Crash will always KO. So we are cured of our para. We're gonna see if you're a Focus Sash. You could definitely be Focus Sash. And if you are a Focus Sash, again, really well played. But this still opens up the door, I think, for a sweep with my Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom can still win this. So I'm gonna Heat Crash. I'm gonna Heat Crash here. As long as Palmot eventually goes down, that's all that matters. Heat Crash, bada bing, bada boom. Are you Focus Sash? You are, in fact, Focus Sash. Well played. Very, very well played. But that's still okay. I'm okay with this. We're gonna see another Nuzzle. That's fine. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Okay, so how do I win this? Donphan's not a threat. It's Lottie. That's the problem. Latios is what's going to be the main issue here. I need to prevent Latios from winning the game, essentially. So if this thing goes down, I always go into Tox. Yeah, so I think here what I do, I just go for another... I think I just go for Dragon Claw now. That's a very free click. We're gonna see a Brick Break here, that's fine. It does a decent chunk of damage. We're gonna fire off our Dragon Claw. We don't get paralyzed. Palmot is going to go down here, which is great. Okay, so again, I think we still win this, because if it's Donphan that comes in, I can just go into... Yeah, I can just go into... Okay, yeah, it's Latios. It's obviously going to be Latios. Okay, so Latios comes in here. We're gonna see if you have Draco. I'm gonna go for Dragon Claw here. Let's see. If you do go for Draco, you KO. Okay, so now it's Latios. Let's see here, with Toxtricity, if you're at -2, you could be Choice Specs. You haven't switched a move yet. Assuming the worst in your Choice Specs, Draco Meteor at -2 still does 60 to 71%. I'm at 218. That does 62. What I do here every single time, I go into Monkey Drum and I Trailblaze. Because I should live an attack from this thing, right? I should always live an attack from this. Yes, I am always in range to live. I don't know if it's a Scarf or Specs. That's what I'm concerned about. I think regardless, they have to swap, so I think I Trailblaze here. Yes, they do have to swap here. Okay. So if I'm at +2, out of random curiosity, if you go for Choice, if you are Choice Scarf, I don't outspeed, unfortunately. Do they know that? Probably not. But I will go for the Trailblaze here. Boom. Alright, does a decent chunk of damage. Again, this just comes down to whether you're Scarf or Specs. If you're Specs, U-turn will KO. If you're Scarf, I die, but I don't think you'll be able to kill Toxtricity. I think that's how that works. I hope that's how that works. I'm gonna Trailblaze again. Yeah, Donphan goes down. Alright, moment of truth now. Let's see if you're Scarf or Specs. That's literally the question at this point. Because if you're Specs, you die. If you're Scarf Modest, you die as well. If you're Scarf Modest, you die. If you're Scarf Timid, then you kill me before I kill you. I go for U-turn. Let's see if you're Scarf. You are Scarf, but you go for Draco. Okay. That means you're not Specs. You're Timid Modest. If you're at -2, I go into Tox. I Terra Normal. Boom Burst always KOs. Draco Meteor only does 40 to 48%. That's the 48% is the highest amount of damage you can do to me. I Terra Normal, I click Boom Burst, and I think I win the game. I think here I win the game. I'm nervous. I might be wrong. but I don't think there's a way I can lose this unless you... Okay, I'm not going to speak that into the universe. You guys know it if you've been on this channel long enough. I'm not speaking that into the universe. Alright, come on, Tox. Come on, Tox. I believe in you. Come on, baby. Yes! We avoided the crit. GG's to my opponent. What a very well-played game. Absolutely stellar. GG's, really, really fun. We go in this league 7-1, only losing a game to Nova, because of course it was Nova. Of course it was Nova. And of course it was because I threw at the very end, which was very dumb, but that's besides the point. We're going to playoffs though, and we're definitely gonna be ranked top 4. We're gonna be ranked top 4. I think we're gonna be second. I think this might guarantee us second. I'm not sure. I can actually look that up real quick. I'm gonna look that up because I'm actually genuinely curious. But let's go. This team has been so much fun to use. A lot more fun than I expected it to be, I will say. This team was very, very interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the standings now, see if they've been updated. Let's see. We should be... We'll be third. We will be third. So we'll be at third, 7-1 with a +8 differential. I will gladly take that though. Number 3, yeah. It's funny as well, because even if we did go perfect, we would still be second, because Kaz, the coach of the Detroit Blue Flares, differential +32 with a win-loss of 8-0, which is insanity. Holy crap. But yes, this battle was essentially for third. I think this battle was essentially for third. So, in fact, it was. It was for third. So, yeah. Again, really well played to my opponent. GG's. Absolutely amazing. Well, actually, no. Pokemaster would have gotten 4th if they had beaten me, and I would have been booted down to... Actually, no. No, actually. Because of the differential, I would be... The standings wouldn't change. You guys get it. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's freaking go, baby! GG's! Thank you all so much for watching. Really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!